Welcome to Forte and Goal, folks. It is that time of the week. We're right before the games on Sunday. This is week 8. And as per usual, we're coming to you with the most up-to-date information, last-minute picks, which tend to be the most accurate. And by the way, I did a collective look at my previous week's picks, and they actually came out really impressive. The first 3 weeks, just to give you an example, I was 8-8 first week, I was 12-4 the second week, and 14-2 the third week. I'm going to be doing a video on this, go over it a little bit, talk about it. My score picks haven't been, of course, as accurate, but the differential, like if I said it's going to be a 10-point spread, that kind of thing has actually played out, quite well. Without further ado, let's get into this week. Did not do a video or include the Thursday night pick. It was a phenomenal game. I talked about it, raved about it with some people. What a game. It turned out the way I had hoped and the way I would have picked. The Cardinals were a slight advantage over the Packers. They were missing their starting 2 wide receivers, Lassard and Davante Adams. Big, especially Davante Adams, big factor in their offense. I mean, the most trusted, maybe even the best receiver in the league. And, and Aaron Rodgers didn't have them. There were other things going on in the game. I mean, they played in Arizona. Again, Arizona was the favorite. And lo and behold, Rodgers worked his magic. LaFleur, his staff of coaches, they did a great job. Defense played well. Defense played really, really impressively, I would say, against the Cardinals. And the offense too, because the Cardinals defense, I think it went into the game around 6th ranked. I mean, they're a pretty good defense. They weren't really horrible against the run. They were really good against the pass. They love to blitz, and Rodgers can handle the blitz pretty well. They did a lot of short passing. They got everybody involved. They got Tunyon, their tight end, involved. He went out with an injury. The Cardinals suffered a similar fate with their wide receiver. D-Hop was, after maybe not even the first quarter, I think, D-Hop went out, and he was obviously missed. And that hurt the Cardinals, but, I mean, they have other weapons. They had Christian Kirk, Rondell Moore, A.J. Green, but a lot of drama. I would say it went down about as I would have suspected. It would have, come down to the Packers winning the game. And I think with Davante Adams, it would have been even easier. Now, first game on tap is the Cincinnati Bengals, which are 5-2, traveling to the New York Jets that are 1-5. And they had that spectacular win against the Titans, the Jets did. So except for that win, the New York Jets are really struggling, and they'd be a winless team right now, in the same boat as the Detroit Lions. So a couple of fun facts about this team. The Jets actually are the first team since 1940 to throw 1 interception a game and have 0 interceptions over the first 6 games. The tight end who came out of nowhere, C.J. Uzama, is doing really well, doing good work for the Bengals. They've found another weapon. The Jets have only scored 20 total points in the first half of the season, which is the lowest in the league. And lowest in the league. It's crazy. And no team has fewer than 48, so only 20 compared to 48 is the next one. Corey Davis has 4 of the 5 receiving touchdowns for the Jets. So Corey Davis is performing. Talk about performing, though. He's on pace for Offensive Rookie of the Year, no question about it. Jamar Chase has really, really played well this season. In fact, he has 754 yards for the season, which is the most of any wide receiver in their first 7 career games since the merger in 1970. So think about that one. The The Jets have only allowed 29 or fewer points in each game this season. Let's see. The Cincinnati has not finished as the top seed in the AFC since 1988. They were 12-4. That was the year they went to the Super Bowl with Boomer Esiason. And the Bengals defense is also playing well. They've only allowed 25 points or fewer in each game this season. Now, let's talk about rankings, where these guys are really at. Let's look at the key stats that I like to look at. So the Bengals offense comes in at number 11. The Jets are 32nd, so dead last. Defensively, the Bengals are 13th, and the Jets are a respectable 15th. The Bengals are 7th in passing, and the Jets are 30th. Rushing for the Bengals, they're 15th, and the Jets are 32nd. So you can see these numbers are really ugly and don't look well for the Jets. They are home. I don't think that's going to make a huge difference for the for the Jets, unfortunately. I do like Robert Saleh. I think he's going to have this team playing well in time, but it isn't their time. It's really the Bengals' time. They're playing good football right now. The Bengals are looking strong. I wouldn't even be surprised if they win that division. Think about that. I mean, you got the Brownies, you got the Ravens who are playing good football. Steelers are not playing good football right now, but I mean, they're always in the mix. But the Bengals are playing good football on both sides of the ball. So, except for the Ravens, because the Browns seem to have hit a speed bump, except for the Ravens, I could see the Bengals winning the division. And they're going to win this game. I think they win this game 27-13. 27-13. Yeah, not that high scoring a game. Okay, so the next game we have on tap is the Tennessee Titans, who are 5-2, going against and visiting the Indianapolis Colts, who are 3-4. Now this is kind of a surprising game. I mean, Indianapolis has got a little bit of momentum with the previous week's win, comeback win against the Niners. I have to go back in my memory here. But yeah, they made a comeback win. And Tennessee, meanwhile, is rolling right now. I mean, they're playing good football. Give you a couple of couple of things to look at. Derrick Henry has averaged 119, almost 120 rushing yards in the first 6 games this season. In his 6 career starts against Indianapolis, third most versus any opponent. Tannehill's playing well. He had 3 passing TDs in Week 3 against Indianapolis. The analytics expert, Cynthia Freulen, has the Colts winning 52.2% of the time. That's what she has them doing, winning this game 52.2% of the time in her simulations. Carson Wentz, the guy that was kicked out of Philly, is actually enjoying a fairly decent season under his beloved Frank Reich as the coach. So he's playing decent football. I don't think he's making as many mistakes. He's managed to stay on the field, even though he hasn't been 100% healthy. But then again, what quarterback really is? He has 2 passing TDs and 0 interceptions in 4 straight games. Not bad. The longest single-season streak in Indianapolis history. The Titans are one of 4 teams and the only AFC team that is undefeated and averaging 30-plus points per game since Week 5. Tampa Bay, Dallas, and the Rams are the other 3 teams. As far as quarterback comparison, Tannehill, they're pretty out. They're right there neck and neck. Tannehill's 248 yards averaging. Wentz is 242. Tannehill has 7 TDs, 5 interceptions, 89 passer rating. And Carson has 11 TDs, 1 interception, 102.8 passer rating. So there you go. Jonathan Taylor, the running back for the Colts, has 0 TDs in 2 career games versus the Titans, the only AFC South opponent that he has not scored a TD against. And I'm starting to become a real Jonathan Taylor fan, by the way. I think the guy is better than advertised. I think so. Well, better than I had suspected, not better than advertised. He was overhyped, in my opinion. I think he's starting to find his way. Let's look at the key stats. Let's look at the key stats and see how they're lining up. So the Titans are 10th in offense overall. The Colts are 12th. That's a little bit of a surprise to me, seeing as the team is 3-4. They are 24th in defense. Are the Titans? They are 19th. The Colts in defense. The Titans are 22nd in passing, and the Colts are 19th. The Tennessee Titans are 2nd in rushing, and the Colts are surprisingly number 7 in rushing. So I find this very interesting. I mean, we know that the Titans are very much a running team and reliant on Derrick Henry to generate their offense and to really be the catalyst for everything else. The Colts are a team that is a little bit more balanced, but I think they're starting to want to get Jonathan Taylor more involved. With that being said, I don't think either team really wants to get into a big passing game. I mean, the Colts don't even have great weapons on the outside. The best one is probably Pittman. So that being said, you're looking at a score that's going to be relatively low just because of the clock. So I'm going to say this game is low, and even though Cynthia thinks that the Colts are going to win, I lean on the Titans. I love their rush defense, the Titans, especially in short yardage, and they keep on proving me right. I like that, and I think that's going to be the edge in this. So I'm going to go with the Titans. And by the way, the Colts are going to really want this game, because if they can win this game, they'll get to 500. But I think the Titans are really, they're eyeing a great season. So they're going to want to win against this divisional opponent. I'm going to take the Titans in this game, in a close one. I'm going to say they win this game 24-23. 24-23, Titans win this game. Yeah. The next game we have is, it's the classic tale of two cities. You've got the LA Rams that are 6-1 traveling to the Houston Texans that are 1-6. Okay? This week, by the way, I'm going to be real honest, there's a bunch of games that are just easy to figure out. I don't think there's going to be a problem to pick this week's games. Maybe I'll go 16-0 this week. I don't know. But so the LA Rams are traveling to the Texans. Just a couple of points. The Texans are 13.9. The Texans 13.9. They're one of 3 teams to average fewer than 18 points per game this season. The Bears and the Jets are the other 2 teams. Stafford has a 90% completion percentage when targeting Cooper Kupp. That is insane. How is this guy getting so open? He's one of these guys that I think he just runs great routes because he's athletic. It's not top of the heap. No other duo has a 65 plus completion percentage on such passes. And this is when targeting him on deep passes, okay? You know who comes close to that? Tyler Lockett, okay? Because, Russell will buy extra time, and then he shakes typically a safety, gets open, gets separation. Robert Woods has 8 receptions for 17.1 yards, 171 yards, and 2 TDs in his last game against Houston. That's what he had, 8 receptions, 171 yards. Only career game with 150 yards plus and a receiving TD. Texans scored 51 points in 6 quarters with Tyrod Taylor this season, but that's 8.5 per quarter. Houston has scored 46 points in 22 quarters with Davis Mills, which is 2.1 points per quarter. So as much as Davis Mills looked really good against the Patriots defense a few weeks ago, it hasn't exactly translated in the other games. But I liked what I saw, and I think he has potential. But Tyrod Taylor was magical those first couple of games. And for the Houston Texans' sake, I hope they get him back quick. Aaron Donald has 3.5 sacks this season. That's his fewest through the first 7 games since 2016. He finished with a career low 8 sacks that year. Davis Mills is one of 2 winless quarterbacks in 4+ games started. Stafford has converted 58.9% of his third down passes this season, which is the highest rate by qualified quarterbacks since 2000. Really that's the story. I'm not going to spend too much time. There's a few other things I could point out, like some other interesting stats, but we know the story here. I mean, here's the key stats. The offense for LA is ranked 5th. The offense for the Texans is 29th. The defense for the Rams is surprisingly 23rd. The Texans are 28th. Passing for the Rams is 4th. Rushing is 23rd. Texans are 29th in passing, 28th in rushing. So they're equally bad on both sides. I mean, on both sides of the ball, but also in both areas of offense. So I think the Texans are going to struggle. The 23rd ranked defense for the Rams, I think, is misleading. Aaron Donald, as I pointed out, isn't having his best season, but you don't want to mess with that guy. And he could explode in this game for 3 sacks easily against that line, young quarterback. This could get ugly. As a matter of fact, I expect this game to be a blowout. I think the Rams are going to put up right around, I want to say 31, 37, yes, 30, 31, 37, 38 to 17. 38 to 17, the Rams win this game. Okay, guys, in the next few picks I'm going to do in rapid pace because I'm actually pressed for time, and this comes up from time to time. Also, like I said, these games are pretty easy to pick this year. I mean, this week. We've got the 3-3 Pittsburgh Steelers traveling to the 4-3 Cleveland Browns. This game is in Cleveland. I think they're getting Baker back for this game, and even if they weren't, Case Keenum is more than capable. I think that the Browns win this game. I think they're going to win this game. They'll eat some clock with their running. But, I think this is going to be a pretty good win. You're looking at right around 31 to 21. The Cleveland Browns will win this game. You've got the Philadelphia Eagles traveling to the Detroit Lions. This is the kind of week we're looking at. You've got the 2-5 Eagles traveling to the winless 0-7 Lions in Detroit. This game is. Detroit has knocked on the door to winning several times this season, and somehow victory just escaped them. I don't think that's the case this week. I think that the Eagles will suffer the loss in this game because I do believe that this Lions team is capable of beating them. They're playing kind of desperate like they did against the Rams last week, and they came so close. That being said, I just think that the Lions are ready to win, and they're going to give it all. They're going to give it their all. And they're at home. They're going to win this game, I do believe. So you're looking at a low-scoring game. I don't think it's going to be very high scoring. You're looking at a game around 24-22. 24-22. The Lions prevail and get their first win. Next game is the Niners. Niners against the Bears. I keep saying it, but this is the kind of week, guys. We've got the 2-4 49ers traveling to the Chicago Bears that are 3-4. The defense for the Bears has been downright stout, but you expect that from the Bears. The defense for the Niners maybe not as much of a threat. Running game has been pretty good. You got Justin Fields, who is a mobile quarterback who can put your defense in some stress. I don't see the same kind of pressure coming from the offense with San Francisco. I'm going to give the Bears the advantage here. This will be a low-scoring game. I do think that the Bears will win this game 21-13. Bears win the game. Next game we have on tap is going to be the Carolina Panthers traveling to the Atlanta Falcons. This is a divisional game. Carolina's dropped 4 in a row. They're now 3-4 against the 3-3 Atlanta Falcons. I think the Falcons are ready to fly. I think they've got momentum on their side. They're also at home. I think they've figured out who they are, what they need to do. I think Carolina, on the other hand, is still trying to sort things out. Not really sure about Christian McCaffrey being available. I don't think he will be. And if he's not available, it's a wrap. The defense for Atlanta has played better. The offense has played better, and I think that they're gaining confidence and momentum, like I said. I think they win this game. The Carolina defense is pretty good. The game is not going to be that high scoring. 27 for the Falcons, 27 for the Falcons, 17 for Carolina. We've got the next game is the Miami Dolphins, 1-6, versus the Buffalo Bills that are 4-2. Again, this is the kind of week, easy pickings. This game is in Buffalo. Buffalo wins this game, hands down. If they were to lose this game, it'd be a complete shock, a major upset. Buffalo for sure. I think they win this game actually. Maybe not even as close as maybe not as much of a blowout as people might think. I think Buffalo wins the game, but maybe not by as much. So I'm going to go with 28 against 28-24. Buffalo wins the game, 28-24. Next game is the New England Patriots that are 3-4 going against the 4-2 Chargers. Now, some people might pick, the Patriots for their defense or Belichick and say, what they can do, pulling magic out of the hat. I mean, if they were to win the game, they'd be 4-4. It would mean a lot. But they're playing against a really good Chargers team, a team that potentially could win their division or even get a first place finish in the AFC. And I think that's just too much. I think that the Chargers are just too good of a team. I don't see the Patriots being able to figure out how to stop that very explosive offensive team. So I do think that the Chargers win this game, and maybe not as high-flying and high-scoring as we're accustomed to seeing this team play at. But they're going to score about 27, and New England doesn't score very much. I'm going to say 27-21. Chargers win this game.
You gotta eat this 10:30.
Mm-hmm. Okay, we've got the Jacksonville Jaguars, 1-5, traveling to the Seattle Seahawks. Like I said, guys, this kind of a week. The Seattle is going to be starting with their backup quarterback. It escapes me right now. But they're going to be Geno Smith. They're starting Geno Smith. Jacksonville is 1-5, traveling to Seattle. With Trevor Lawrence. I give Jacksonville a fighter's chance to win this game. And honestly, I think they can pull it off just because I don't have a lot of faith in Geno Smith and this team without Russell Wilson. I'm going to say Jacksonville gets the upset here. And Jacksonville will win this game in a close one. It won't be that high scoring. I'm going to say 24-21. Jacksonville wins this game. We've got the next game, Washington traveling to Denver. Washington's 2-5. Denver is 3-4. Denver has lost a couple of really tough ones. They're at home. They win this game. Washington just isn't that good right now. If Washington were to pull an upset, that would be a miracle. They got a lot of controversy at the team, on the team. Outside of the players, I'm talking about the front office and the investigation. Blah blah blah. Denver wins this game, and by the way, they're 3-4. This would put them to 4-4. This means a lot for them. Denver definitely wins this game. Don't see it being necessarily very high scoring. It's going to be in the median range. 24 for Denver, I would say 17 for Washington, or actually 13. 24-13. 24-13. Washington loses. Denver wins the game. We've got the next one up is Tampa Bay 6-1, traveling to the 4-2 New Orleans Saints. Now this one is probably one of the better games this weekend. It's a divisional game. It's in New Orleans. Jameis is playing his old team as a starter. This is definitely a grudge match for the Saints, especially for Jameis Winston. I give them a chance to win this game if they play smart, mistake-free ball against this Tampa Bay team. If they've done good work in the film room and their game preparation, they could pull this game out. The defense for the Saints is a really good defense. I think they can get some pressure on Brady. I'm gonna call the upset here. It's gonna be a close one, but I'm gonna call the upset here. I'm gonna say 24-23. 24-23. The Saints win this game. The Sunday night matchup, a very big game. The Dallas Cowboys at 5-1 travel to the 3-3 Minnesota Vikings. Now the Cowboys, as everybody knows, they're a very, very hot team right now. They're playing against a team in Minnesota that's also well rested. Both teams coming off the bye. Minnesota coming off of a win. They've had a little momentum lately. Their defense is playing really well, specifically against the pass. They're getting sacks. And Everson Griffin, who the Cowboys had last year, is back in Minnesota. He's got probably a bone to pick with the Cowboys. After all, they let him go when they let those 3 players go last year. Trying to ignite that defense that was lethargic and just got awful last year. That's not the case this year, though. This team is playing good football. Now, speaking of the defense for the Cowboys matching up against the offense for the Vikings, I think the Cowboys can give that offense everything that they can handle, but at the same time, it works vice versa. They've got 2 really good receivers, good tight end, a solid quarterback, veteran quarterback who's got, he's fairly accurate. But I'm going to give the advantage to the Cowboys defense being able to handle their offense, and that includes Dalvin Cook. He'll be back. He was smashed up, and the Cowboys got to him last game that they played. I'm going to give this high-flying offense for the Cowboys the advantage over the defense. I think they're going to protect Dak if he even plays. And that reminds me, Dak may not play in this game. So if he doesn't play in this game, the Cowboys take an L. If he does play in this game, and it's going to be a game-time decision, we should find out today very soon whether he plays. But if he doesn't play, the Cowboys take an L. If he wins, if he plays, they win. Okay? If they win, if he plays, the Cowboys will score, I would say probably right around 31 to 27 for the Vikings. If he doesn't play, then I see the Cowboys scoring much less. I'm going to say 23, and they get beat 23-27. That's my guess in this game. So 27-23 for the Vikings. If he doesn't play, it's going to be 31-27. I think I said 31-27 if Dak does play. The next game we have up, and that was one of 2 games that I thought were, interesting, is the Monday night matchup, which I think is another one of those crazy games. We've got the Giants, who are 2-5, traveling to the 3-4. Yes, I'm saying it, 3-4 Kansas City Chiefs. Kansas City should have the advantage. They're at home. Tough place to play. Giants are going to be fired up. They're going to want a statement win, something they can hang their hat on for the season. Giants, they're going to be without Saquon, okay? But they still have a solid attack. And, Daniel Jones is a pretty good athlete. He's been used in multiple ways. That Kansas City Chiefs defense, everybody knows, is playing god-awful. Terrible, like the worst in the league. But their offense is still super explosive, and I think that that's going to be enough to carry them over the Giants. The Giants aren't, that great on defense, and I think that the offense for the, Mahomes-led offense is going to be enough. They'll win the game. It'll be closer than people think, though. I could see this game being, I would say 31-24 Chiefs. That's all I've got, guys. A little pressed on time today. Thanks for tuning in. Like and subscribe. I promise you, got a lot more good content, a lot more good insight, not rushed, this time around, next time around. Of course, I make that promise a lot. But anyway, enjoy the games, and we'll see you next time on 410 Goal. Bye.